What's up? Um, t- this video I'm making right now isn't really a TBR. It's more of a wish list of books that I would like to read this year. I'm not gonna say it's a TBR because TBRs never work. I'm telling you what ones I'd like to read this year. So this is books I want to read in 2021 video, and there's a lot of them that I've been wanting to read for years and years that I'm just simply not going to put on this list because I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to give you the ones that I'd like to read the most and why. Okay. 1984 is definitely at the top of my list with everything that's going on, which I'll get into that on my other channel, I guess, why I want to read it so much. But 1984, I have like so many copies of it at this point that I've got to read it this year. I don't know when. Hopefully I'll read it this month because I'm thinking maybe that should be the next one that I read, but I really want to read it really bad. Because I read Animal Farm last year, like I said, but I've never read 1984, which is a classic. I've watched 1984, but I've never read it. So, Blackout by Candace Owens. I bought this last year during, I think, like Black Friday or something. Yeah, Black Friday, I bought this one. I read like a few pages at the beginning and I already know it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. I can't wait to read this one. I want to read an Agatha Christie book because, I kind of wanted to read Death on the Nile last year and I tried it, but the audiobook was literally like this guy from the UK, like it was like an English accent. Oh my god. Like, I like some English accents, and when I'm reading an audiobook, I can put up with it. But that one was just really bad. Like, his English accent was just like, sorry, dude. Like, it's kind of annoying. I'm very particular about English accents. Like, if you're just, like, super annoying, I just can't. It's very difficult to describe. Like, I can listen to someone with an English accent. But it's like there's different English accents. Like some sound more Irish than others. Some sound more whatever than others. Like you can have an English accent and like not sound the same. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So I would like to read one of hers. I have like 3 of them at this point. I think I have And Then There Were None. I would think that would be a good intro to Agatha Christie for me. So I'm thinking maybe I should read that one. This one's a funny one. I've had the Twilight books for probably 3 or 4 years now. I bought them years ago and I still haven't read them. Isn't that funny? Because they're so big and from what I've heard, they're like ridiculous and it's stupid. But that's the reason why I want to read it. It's like, it's fun to read books that are just completely stupid and absurd. So I kind of want to read that this year. But, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. That's probably at the bottom of the list for me. I want to read them. It's just, whatever. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. You know what the funniest thing about this one is, y'all? I love how I do this. I'll pre-order a book like 10 months in advance. I'll get it in the mail, and I'm like, oh, it looks so pretty, and show it off my story. And then I won't read it till like a year later. I'm telling you, that's what I do. So I'd ordered this one like a year in advance. No joke. Like, I didn't even know what the title was, what the cover would look like, any of it. I pre-ordered it. I got it. Showed it off my story, and then I never got to reading it. I'm telling you, this is what I do. It's funny. It's like, why buy it when it's full price when I could just buy it when it's on sale? Because it goes on sale right after they release it. It's like, I don't know why I do these things, y'all. It's not like I read it the day it freaking gets in the mail. It's really stupid. I need to stop pre-ordering stuff. And then the other thing is, like, I'm afraid, like, oh, what if it's out of stock? It's like, when in the hell is the biggest book like that ever gonna be out of stock? It's like, Shayla, just, like, freaking order it when it comes out. Like, just get it when it comes out. Just stop pre-ordering stuff. That's my New Year's resolution. Stop pre-ordering books if you're not gonna read them the week of. The other book that I would like to get to this year, I'd read The Road last year, and the reason why I'd read The Road last year is because I wanted to see how it compared. I wanted to see how it compared to the movie, which it kind of did, but I would say the book was a little bit better, just because I feel like I could have visualized it in a better way. The movie really didn't show all that much compared to the book. So I read Children of Men. I watched Children of Men like a long time ago, and I love that movie so much. And actually, I feel like it's gonna become even more and more relevant as time goes on. Sadly, but, I got the book and I want to read it. I want to kind of do like something that I did with The Road. I want to read it and then watch the movie after and then see how they compare. That's kind of why I want to read that one. I want to read at least one Paul Hawkins. I want to read either The Girl on the Train or the other one that I picked up, which I forget what it was called. I think it's something in the water or something. I don't know. The cover looked like the girl was in the water or something. I don't know. And I know I want to read, I know I want to read The Woman on the Train, but, or is it The Woman on the Train? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the one. I don't know. I just want to read one of her books. I also want to read Dune. I was going to read Dune last year because I was going to get Dune read last year, but I didn't because I had other things that I was reading last year. But Dune, I have it. The cover's kind of funny looking. It's a vintage edition of it. I don't know why I'm getting into all that, but I'd like to read it just so that I can be in the know before the movie comes out. Which I don't know, like I said, I don't know when that's happening. I really don't know. I'd like to also read You by Carolyn Kepnes. I know for a fact I'm going to get that one read because I'm trying to watch that miniseries or that show. I don't know if it's like kind of like Defending Jacob thing where it's based on a book and they only have one season of it or they have multiple seasons. All I know is I'm getting that one read 100% this year. You can bet your bottom dollar I'm reading that one this year. I'm going to get that done because I'm trying to watch the show. The Hobbit. I want to read The Hobbit because, like, I want to understand where all the pop culture references and everything like that come from. I'm not a fantasy fan, so I feel like if I end up liking The Hobbit, I can get into all the other fantasy books. Lord of the Flies is another one that I want to read. That one's supposed to be really good. I have no clue what it's about. Don't even ask me. But, hey, that one's supposed to be good. I want to read it. I have The Wife Between Us, and I'd really like to read that one too because just the title sounds good. Just the title alone makes me want to read it. So, I'd also like to read a lot more Stephen King. Last year, I had planned on reading the Bachman books, and see, here's what happened with that. Is I had gotten the book from my school, never read it because I was busy. I was trying to get stuff done. I was trying to get my artwork done. And, then I had actually ended up finding it at a book sale, a hardcover edition of it. I know, crazy, ridiculous. Bought it for $2. What a steal. they're honestly stupid for putting it out there, but thank God they did, because I was not trying to pay no $50 on eBay for it, that's for sure. And I really want to read that one because of the banned book that's in there, that's out of print, Rage. And I also wanted to read the other ones in there because, like, the dystopian, like Running Man or whatever, or The Long Walk or whatever. I wanted to read both of those, and I never got to it. So that's one that'll probably be on my list this year. And then I also wanted to read more of his recent ones because I've got all of his old ones, but I want to read some of his new ones. I'd like to read The Outsider. I like to read The Institute. I'd gotten his new 2020 release this year for Christmas, so I'd also like to read that. I want to read Carrie. I want to read Salem's Lot. He's got so many. I don't even... Gerald's Game is high on my list. Lacey's Story is high on my list as well. All of these are big ones that I want to get to, but, you know... that I want to read one of his short story collections this year. That's a goal of mine. And then I'm thinking of other ones. Last Voyage of Poe Blythe or whatever by Ali Condi. I bought that one on Black Friday as well, not even knowing that it was coming out. It's supposed to be like a companion novel, like not a companion novel, but it's in the world of Match, so I've got to give that one a read. There's a lot of series that I'd like to read, but I'm not gonna like mention those because I know they're probably never gonna get read. I'd like to finish my reread of Artemis Fowl. I'm like kind of midway through those books, so I'd like to finish that this year as well. Trying to think of other ones that I'd like to read. I'd like to read one Neil Gaiman this year. That's a goal of mine. Trying to think what else. There's so many. I honestly get overwhelmed sometimes when I'm trying to pick one, because it's like there's so many. Like with Stephen King, it's really overwhelming because there's a lot of ones that I'd like to read. Like pop culture type stuff, like The Shining and Doctor Sleep, and just so many. There's just so many of his. There's just like Christine, it's all of them. I know for a fact the 2 books of his that that'll be the last to be read are Pet Sematary and Cujo. Bro, it's like when animals are involved, I just cannot do it. Those are probably going to be the 2 that I like never read, or like they'll be read at the very end. It's kind of like last year. Like last year I tried to read American Psycho, and like the animal abuse was just so, oh my god, it wasn't even like the human, like I don't care if there's like murder or death of humans in books. Like I feel like everyone's kind of so desensitized to that now. It's like it doesn't even matter anymore. But like when you mess with animals, man, it's just like I can't do that. I really just can't. Like when the animal abuse in that book was so hardcore. That was actually the first book I've ever DNF'd in my life. Like legit, where I actually say, I'm gonna put this down now and I'm never gonna read this ever again. I had to get it out of my sight, out of my like physical space, because it was that sickening to me. But anyway, there's a lot of ones that I want to read this year. Like I said, like I've got ones that have been on TBRs for like ever since I got them. Like ever since I got them, they've been on my TBR. So who knows? Will this be the year that I actually get shit done and read them? Who knows? All I know is there are ones for sure that are going to get read this year. 1984 will get read this year. You by Carolyn Kepnes will get read this year. Paula Hawkins will get read this year. And Agatha Christie will get read this year. I want to read The Hobbit. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Children of Men will get read this year. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes will get read this year. Blackout will get read this year. There are ones that I know for a fact I'm not gonna wait on because I want to read them that bad, but some of these I'm just like when I look at my Stephen King shelf, I'm just overwhelmed, y'all. He's got so many, and it's where do you even start? And it's some people are going chronological order and do this and do that. I'm I don't think I'm gonna go in chronological order. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna read whatever ones I want to. Another book that I'd like to really read is Gone Girl. I'd like to read Gone Girl, or Dark Places. See, I may end up reading Dark Places before Gone Girl because I feel like Gone Girl is so overrated. But it's got a movie. And does Dark Places have a movie? I don't think it does. So Gone Girl is probably going to end up getting read this year as well. I love my thrillers now. Thrillers have become one of my new favorite genres. I love them so much. They're really good. I don't know. The one book that for sure is going to get read a lot this year is the Bible, though. I'm going to be in there, probably. I'm going to try and get that thing read, every day, if I can. Every day I want my nose in that Bible. But, I'll tell you what book that I'm close to finishing before I end this video. The book that I'm almost finished reading, and I'd also before the winter season is over, I'd like to get one winter romance read. That's another one of my goals, but I don't know if it's gonna happen, y'all. The book that I'm close to finishing, and honestly, I could finish this today, actually. I'm looking at it now. I don't have that many pages left. Yeah, I could get this thing read today. I had read Glenn Beck's Agenda 21 last year because it's obvious that this year is 2021 that I kind of have to read these and prepare myself. Okay, so I'm reading the second one in the series, which is Agenda 21 Into the Shadows, and boy, is this one got me on the edge of my seat. I'd probably say, there's let's see how many pages there is in this book. I would say there's roughly 300 pages, and I'm on 185, so I've only got 115 pages or so left, or 120 or so, 30 or so pages left. I'm getting this read today. That's getting read today, and then after that, I think I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna commit. I'm going to say I'm going to read 1984. I'm going to commit. I'm really going to commit. And you know why I'm going to commit? Because I really want to post a really nice Instagram photo of all my 4 copies of 1984. I think that's what I want to do. I'm going to bite the bullet, y'all. I think after this, I'm going to read 1984. Or Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Because it's going to be one or the other. I think it's going to be 1984, though. Because I'd like to get that out of the way. So, I'm excited for this year. There's a lot of new releases that are going to be coming out. Hopefully, a lot more is going to come out this year. I don't really know of any releases that I'm, psyched over. I just know I'm psyched over the ones that I have in my collection now. Will this be the year that George R.R. Martin releases the final book and his series? Who knows? Will Stephen King put out another book this year? Probably. Will I buy it? Who knows? Probably not. But I'm really excited for what this year holds in terms of reading. I'm not really looking forward to that many movies or shows this year because I know there's not going to be that many that are going to come out. So honestly, last year, a lot of people said that it was their best reading year because they were cooped up inside a lot, obviously. But it was my best reading year last year. But I think it can actually be even better this year because think about it. If there's less movies coming out, which there probably will be, if there's less movies coming out this year, and less movies getting produced this year, then it only makes sense that my reading is just going to be so much better. Like, I don't even know what movies are going to even be released this year, produced this year, because everything's so ridiculous. But last year, movies came out because they were filmed the year before, or they were filmed during the beginning of the year. So I'm thinking this year is probably going to be my best reading year I've had yet. That's going to be my prediction. I'm thinking that I might even outread than I watch movies and shows. That's another one of my predictions, but who knows? I'm thinking that makes sense. So anyway, until next time, bye, I guess.